For us men in life, the key to make life run smooth the way it naturally should is to run life with simple operations, operating from our strengths instead of operating from our weaknesses. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I do understand. Confucius. As my favorite author Wayne Dyer would explain that quote in his book, Pulling Your Own Strings, he dives into the explanation behind that quote. And the explanation is that in life, you want to take action. You want to take effective action. Not only just effective action, silent effective action. Because that leads one onto the discovery of living life through more strength than weakness. That's why he states this quote from Confucius is one of the key quotes that explain the universe. The explanation of this quote is very simple to understand. I hear and I see nothing. When an individual in this world is expressing themselves through excessive pronunciation of themselves, talking too much, it's a proven point of weakness. Someone who is constantly talking and repeating points to people just to get justified for their own life is always going to be ignored. I hear and I see nothing because people get annoyed with it. People don't see any action behind it. All they see is a talking box of nothingness. No action, no substance, very weak, weak to leave alone, weak to not pay attention to, too weak to give their time to. Just talk, 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 talk. Get away from me. I don't even want to think about that. Nothing is reciprocated to that individual because their approach to life is too weak. I see and I remember. Now the tables have turned. Talk is cheap and this person wants to get stuff done in life. Instead of being thrown back into the same situation over and over again, being treated the same because of the same talking points that are repeated and ignored. So once effective action has taken place, a sense of strength is announced. And that strength, that action, is remembered. I do and I understand. Understanding something is a form of respect. Once you understand something, you have a feeling of respect towards it because you understand it. You know what it's about. You know it's real. So when action is being taken place effectively, silently, no talking points behind it. It is seen and remembered. It is understood. It is respected. Like many other men out there, I grew up very shy. But when I was confronted in a social sense, I would get overwhelmed and I would talk too much, establishing even more weakness to my character. I noticed a lot of guys went through this when I was growing up. A lot more than the majority. And I would say me along with these other men were noticed because we were all put together in a group as weak. No substance. There's no progression to it. It's the same shtick you get whenever you talk to them. Nothing changes. And it's a cycle that is meant to be broken for us men. Because it naturally feels good for us men to go about life effectively taking action in silent notions. We don't have to talk as much. We take the effective action that is correct. It shows for everything that we've done. It's understood and it is respected and it is left alone. I'm probably going to mention this family friend a lot in my videos because there's just so much information I've learned from this guy, it's just crazy. And especially with the subject of this video as well. This guy did not explain shit to anyone. He didn't let anyone know his fucking business and he took care of his business as he did not let anyone know about his fucking business. If something pissed him off, a girlfriend, family member, friend, whatever, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't talk to them about it. He wouldn't constantly text them. He wouldn't constantly try to call or contact them. He would leave and not talk. And what would happen is, until they reached out to him, that's when it was resolved. Because he did not give a shit. Because he instinctively knew that that is not action being taken in life. That is not life living for a man. No action was there. Kind of just in a spiral of nothing. No moving forward, no enjoyment at all. And he understood that to a fucking T. A quick funny example of this, now, he's a perfectly fine person. He would never hurt his soul. But this story is so funny, and it relates so well to the subject. So as the story goes, that was told me by my dad. It was a really cold winter night. It was like a blizzard outside. We're in Michigan, happens. And he said they were in a cabin, and there was like a party, and they were all hanging out with each other, and this family friend was just enjoying himself, and all of a sudden this chick comes raging through the front door, screaming at him. It's very obvious what happened there. They probably had a conversation earlier in the day that pissed him the fuck off, and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And she caught up with him. What my dad told me what came next was she went up to him and screamed right in his face, started punching him, wailing on him, scratching him, trying to beat the fucking shit out of the guy. But it didn't deter him. He swiftly grabbed her by her sides, picked her up off her feet, I guess she was a small chick, propped open the door, threw her ass in the snowbank, slammed the door, put a chair over the doorknob, looked around the crowd and said, "Nobody opens this fucking door." Now, not the most nicest of stories, but he took effective action. He took correct effective action. He didn't open his fucking mouth one bit, and he was getting wailed on. What did he do? Saw an opportunity and took it. Took effective action, and then he went on about his life like nothing happened. Not to say as you as a man are going to run into situations like that, but to an extreme, yes. Taking silent effective action with life is just how it goes for us, guys. It works out a lot better in our favor. It makes life run a lot more smoother. It establishes control to us and respect amongst your reality. So man, not to be blunt at all, but shut the fuck up, go out there and take effective action and live life the way it should be.
Saint Perigene, patron saint of all forms of cancer. We ask you for your help in asking God to heal my cancer and keep it in remission. Pray for me so that I may live a long and faithful life.